there. Many blogs that are on our events page that tell of our upcoming Social Security workshops. Just go there.
LatourAsset.com.
Der Club.
Der Club?
Der Club. Willkommen im Club. Dieser Club rockt. It's Tanzagamen-Club. Jetzt fliegt der Club zu mir.
Rosetta Stone's language learning tools may just be too immersive.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I respond to.
Communities must step up
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop
normalizing.
bullying.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
For more than 30 years, Ann Carpenter has taught thousands of students how to make the best soups in the world. Joining me now to discuss her easy-to-use manual on how to create the perfect bowl of soup is Ann Carpenter. So great to see you, Ann.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, can we just take a deep dive, first of all, to your love of soup? When and how and where did this begin?
Well, soup is satisfying. Soup is comforting. Soup can be a starter to a meal, or soup can be the whole meal. And soup has such a variety of flavors and styles. And so the fun thing about this book was diving into the different styles of soups, from bisques to chowders to gumbos and, and gazpacho.
So, okay, you bring up a good point, because I am not a soup connoisseur. I love soup. But tell me the differences between the different styles of soup and different ways to create them to make them absolutely delicious.
Well, one of the things about bisque is that traditionally in France, a bisque is a soup that has a shellfish base in it. However, if you've noticed, there are a lot of restaurants that don't sell a cup of soup. They sell a cup of bisque, like tomato or butternut, and there's no shellfish in it. And that's because if they call a soup a bisque, they can charge more for the bowl.
Oh my gosh, I never knew that because I just told you before this interview, I love lobster bisque. But I see bisques everywhere and I didn't realize what the criteria for a bisque was. That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Well, traditionally, but you know, there's no law enforcement that keeps you from calling your soup a bisque, even though there's no shellfish in it.
You know, I also love a good clam chowder, and I know some people may not have the palate for a gazpacho or a cold soup. Do you have any favorites on gazpachos that maybe could win people over?
Well, first of all, I think gazpacho is best when it's 100 degrees outside. If you're not sitting outside in the heat, then you may not enjoy the gazpacho because it's too cool. It's best when it's refreshing. That's when I think it really sings. And of course, we think of gazpacho as being made with fresh tomatoes. So I don't want gazpacho in the middle of winter with a supermarket tomato.
Right.
I want it at the peak of a homegrown tomato festival.
Oh, you make a very, very good point. And speaking of, I think a lot of people, including myself, really associate soups with winter because it's like soothing to your soul. But really, there are some great spring and summer recipes with those fresh spring and summer veggies.
Well, that's when you get what you can have that's so fresh, like asparagus or herbs. I have a couple of herb soups in the book and they're, you know, and you don't want to buy supermarket herbs in little packages to try to make these soups. You want to be growing the herbs in your garden. And when you don't know what to do with all the herbs you have, and then make a beautiful soup out of it with the fresh flavors. So yes, soup does work well in the summertime because that's when we have the fresh produce.
Yeah. And I have your book right here in front of me. Was it hard to compile just the recipes you were going to include in the book? And do you have any favorites from the book, or did you have to leave some out?
Well, I'm most known for my corn chowder and my roasted red bell pepper bisque. Those are the soups I've been making for years, and so they were an easy one to put in there. But I purposely did it by chapters so that I could include a lot of different styles. Now, you mentioned chowder. Do you know what defines a chowder?
I do not.
A pork product. Chowder needs to have some bacon or some kind of pork product in it to be a true chowder.
So with clam chowder, does it have bacon in it?
Yes.
I did not even realize that.
If you're eating clam chowder without bacon, you're getting cheated.
Oh, my word. You are blowing my mind this morning. So I'm curious then, if you've had this wonderful book. Let's say somebody loves soup but has never made it because they think it takes too long. What is your go-to recipe for that beginner soup maker?
Well, I have at the beginning of the book the guidelines of how to make a superior bowl of soup. And I have 7 steps to do it. So you do want to follow the steps in order to create a good bowl of soup. Because do you remember the old fable of stone soup? Where you had a big pot of water and you just threw a bunch of stuff into it, and at the end it was allegedly delicious.
Yes, of course.
You cleaned out the refrigerator. I don't think that works for making soup. I think what really develops, and what you want to do is develop layers of flavor in your soup. And so the first step is that you cook your aromatics in fat. So like if we're making a bisque, you would melt butter and do onion, celery, and carrots, and that cooking in fat is what gives you a base flavor for the soup. So you're not just throwing everything in a pot, and building those layers of flavor is very important for a great soup.
Yeah, and then it builds from there. Okay, 2 final quick questions. I know this is going to be hard, but what is your favorite soup, and then where can people find your cookbook?
Oh, well, corn chowder is my favorite because corn chowder is so luscious. And that is a great soup in the summertime. And it can be served either hot or cold. And it's still delicious. And you can put in so many different types of variations because one of the things that goes really well with corn chowder is to add shellfish to it, like crab or shrimp or lobster, since you're a lobster guy.
Yes.
And my cookbook is available at all major retailers. It's also available from our store, kitchenconservatory.com.
And I tell you what, we've got the cookbook. We're going to try to make I think we're going to do the corn chowder now, since that's your signature. We're going to make it on the show, and then we'll send you the clip. We want you to see how it turned out for us. And I kind of want to add the lobster now.
It's okay. You can always add lobster to a soup, right?
Absolutely. Ann Carpenter, so great to visit with you. Best of luck on your cookbook.
Thank you so much.
Shit, fascinating.
Even Tom Turton learned something from that.
Well, yeah, I never knew that there was pork in chowder. You say clam chowder, you figure there are clams.
Yeah.
But pork?
I learned so much about the bisque.
That's probably a really good book.
It is. We're going to be making some recipes from her book. But guess what? We made it. Tomorrow is Friday, Tom.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! See you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Bye.
Bailar.
Bailar. Yo bailo.
Ahora la lengua me baila con paso.
Rosetta Stone may just be too immersive.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Oh, I don't